All right, y'all. Welcome to a very exciting episode of I Had No Idea podcast, brought to you by Landlocked Entertainment. Today is fun because not only are we doing a podcast, we also get to eat on the podcast. So it's kind of a mukbang, kind of switching it up. But I'm here with the one, the only
Eric, aka DJ PK.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro?
Y'all, it's pretty crazy. We really haven't known each other for maybe more than a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Yeah, it hasn't been long.
So quick backstory for y'all. It's cool because random night, I think my homie and I were filming, and it was early, and we were at Kelly's, and then it was actually so early that a DJ wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
And I remember asking around, like, yo, is there a DJ tonight? Because I think it was a Friday or Saturday. And they're like, yeah, they usually get here at 10. I was like, okay, cool, whatever, waited. And then I actually met a girl right before you got on, and then she seen you came in, and she was like, yo, I love this DJ. And I was like, oh, cool, like I didn't recognize you. And I was like, cool, I'm excited to hear. And she was like, no, yeah, he's really, really good. I was like, all right, bet. And then, yeah, probably right after you set up, I started hearing the music, and I was like, yo, wait a second. I was like, wait a second, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool that, like, we got to meet naturally.
Yeah.
You know, in literally both of our scenes, you working, me working, and just coming together. And I'm really excited to talk to you because, you know, we've not really ever had conversations besides just, you know, a few DMs and texts.
Right.
So, bro, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you for having
you.
me, bro. This is real cool.
You know, I think just to start it out, just so I get an understanding and the people watching get understanding, you know, what kind of made you get into the DJ scene? You know, was there a moment? Was there a person you look up to when you were younger? Just kind of dive into that for us.
Yeah. So I'll take it all the way back. I've always had a love for music, and everything. And when I was younger, like most kids on Saturdays, they had like play video games, like go outside and stuff like that, which I did those things. But my dad had like an old CD changer. So it would like change CDs. And you could like just press play and it's gonna play you like a random one. And he had a long wall that just wrapped around the basement room of just fire. Like CDs.
That's fire.
So on Saturdays when I would go to his house, I would just go down there and like just listen to music, press play and listen. And I could like literally spend like all day on Saturday just down there listening to music. So that's when I feel like I first found my love for music in general. And then like I played DJ Hero growing up and things like that, but I never like. I had a big imagination, so I would imagine myself out there, but I never thought it would actually be a real thing.
You like DJ Hero more than Guitar Hero?
Yeah. Just because it was like, all right, this is for us. Because like, I mean, with Guitar Hero was fire, and that kind of like opened my door to like rock music.
I never got to play DJ Hero, but I always wanted to.
DJ Hero was fire.
It looked fire.
It like mixed. They made the mixes for you, and you would just have to like press it. But like, how they mixed the genres on there was crazy. Like it was fire. But the exact moment that I had the epiphany that I was gonna be a DJ was I was at Pauly D and Power and Light.
Okay.
Well, that would be in July. That would be 3 years ago.
Okay.
Now.
Fire.
And I'm sitting there. We're celebrating my birthday because it was the day after my birthday. So we're celebrating my birthday with my friends, kicking it, having a good time. And I remember I just look up in the midst of everything going on. I just look up and I see Pauly D up there, and I'm like, I could do this. I could be that. And like just like you, like love to party, love to kick it, always have. That's always been a part of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you know, they say if you can do something that you love and get paid for it, like what would it be?
Yeah.
And like my answer was always I'd party. Like I just get paid to party. So I was like, well, let me actually like try to do that. And for a while, like 6 months, I would say it was just like all right, I'm telling people like, yeah, I'm gonna start DJing. I'm looking into it, figuring out how to do it. And then late January of 23, my bad.
Okay.
Late January of 23, I went to Guitar Center, bought my first board, bought a speaker, and like was just practicing ever since. And then 2 years later, almost 3 years later, here we are. So
you've really only been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah, really too, bro.
That's crazy.
Two and some change, man. Like I just had my 2-year anniversary because I got it January 23. Yeah, so I just had my 2-year anniversary.
Wow.
Like, a couple months ago.
Well, big congrats, and bro, you're really killing it for being only doing this for such a short time. Because I feel like when I heard you perform, when I heard you like I heard your set, there wasn't a thought in my mind that I was like, oh, this dude's been around for a fat minute.
I appreciate that,
So
man.
then, because we have a mutual with Savage Habits,
Mm-hmm.
so then when he said I'd been wanting to meet him, I hadn't met him yet. I was like, oh, I was like, okay, well maybe you like had just moved here, maybe you were, there was some whatever it was, and so that makes sense. But also, I'm big sad, and I want to give you a shout out because on my birthday, you shouted me out,
Yeah,
and of course I was outside. So big
yeah,
shout out to this guy, and then you played my favorite song of all time. So I'm really sad that I wasn't there to experience that, but I'm very appreciative.
of
So thank
course,
you for
man.
that.
Yeah.
But one of my homies, he was supposed to pull up, and he makes beats.
Mm-hmm.
He goes by Enoch the producer or EJ Beats. I think he kind of has a few different names.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wanted him to be there because I wanted him to meet you, Savage Habits, a few of the other homies that were out,
Mm-hmm.
just for connections. But yeah, bro, I remember thinking like, wherever this guy's playing, I want to go
Appreciate that, man.
because I think you do a really good job. Because at first I was like, yo, he's switching the songs up kind of quick, like quicker than usual.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was thinking, but he's keeping it so fresh. You know what I mean? So I think it had a good. It was cool because you had your own style to it. You had your own tempo. You really, it felt like you were doing what you were just doing your thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But the crowd was receptive. So yeah, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, you're
Yeah,
killing it, especially for 2 years.
yeah, man.
That's
I
really
enjoy
cool.
what I do, bro. It's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
It's very fulfilling.
Do you have what can you talk about a time that's been maybe like challenging that people might not think looking into a DJ's life?
Yeah.
If there's like an outsider, what's something that is maybe
So are you saying in the context of like my life, or are you saying in the context of like actually doing the job? Like how
either or.
Either or? Okay.
Yeah. Because maybe some people just see you as just a DJ, but you're so much more.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'd say two things. I'd say, and when it comes to the actual job itself, when people make requests, a lot of people think we're just up there pressing buttons and it's just all fun and games. But no, like there's a science, there's a remedy that comes to it. If I was just up there playing buttons, like, and I was a jukebox, like they wouldn't have me up there. They wouldn't pay me to be there. There's a reason why, like, they have me come there and create an experience for you all.
Yeah.
And if it was just me playing out a jukebox, like, yes, you would still have fun, but different type of fun. And a lot of times people come up and request things and they're like, I want to hear my song, I want to hear my song. We live in an age of instant gratification where we get what we want. And like, especially when you're in the service industry, anybody that's worked a service job, like, you naturally like provide for the people. But DJing is different because it's a much different respect in that sense of, all right, like, yes, I'm providing the time and I'm providing the service, but like, if I'm not here, this bar is totally different. This is a totally different bar without me here. And not an ego thing, but just in the understanding of like, yo, before you ask any requests, talk to a DJ in his off time about like, all right, how do you actually go about like playing this music? How do you actually go about doing it? Because there's no DJ in the world that's like, oh my God, I love requests. None of them. If you like, yes, some of us are more receptible to them than others, but like, it's a reason why we can't just take a request off rip. And I know it turns out really good for people when you do give us a request, then we're able to actually like make it happen. Then it's like, all right, yo, this is fire.
Yeah.
And it like creates the experience even more. But we can't always do that for everybody because it's how things line up and how things play. And there's certain beats and there's certain keys that you got to match and put together. Then it also is like, okay, if I go here, how is this going to redirect the crowd? You're asking me to play like Taylor Swift when I'm slamming like house music right now. Like, I can make it work, but like, it's going to mess with two different vibes. But it's an experience, and sometimes I take it as a challenge. So that's one thing. But the other thing I'd say has been the thing that I'm navigating, which I'm still early in the game, is relationships. So like with actual like, one, you're friends, but you're also like women too. So I know a lot of guys that like that have been DJing for a while, and they have girlfriends, and their girlfriends understand their life, and they're good. And I think that since I'm early in the game, I'm like navigating that. And a lot of women, when they hear that you DJ, that's not a secure like
Mm.
consistent like thing to them. Like on the days that they're free, I'm busy, I'm
Mm-hmm.
working, and they also hear like, oh, he's a DJ. They don't necessarily take you seriously in that sense, which
Mm-hmm.
is good in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's just navigating that, and then also navigating that like you know, is how are you? How old are you?
I just turned 26.
26. Okay, so we're both around the same age. I'm
Yeah.
turning 26 this year.
Happy early
Um,
birthday.
yeah, thank you, man. And we're in that stage of life right now where we're grinding, we're creating, and we're trying to build a life for ourselves. So by the time that we're 35 and
Mm-hmm.
up, like we're not working as hard as our parents are at that time.
Yeah.
We're trying to get right,
Yeah.
and that's very common for a lot of people and a lot of men. And so all my friends are all doing that in their own ways. So we're trying to find ways and navigate like how do we go about doing this? How do you go about spending time? Because the times that they're available to spend time is usually on the weekends when I'm DJing. And of course they want to come support me, but as we all know, paying for alcohol, paying for cover, that stuff like racks up every week. So like it's just finding that balance of I don't expect y'all to come see me. Some parties I'm like, hey yo, like I need y'all to come support. I
Yeah.
need y'all to come do your thing. But it's just learning that and navigating that in the stage of life I'm in. So I would say that that's two things that people wouldn't understand.
That's amazing.
Appreciate that,
Thank you for
bro.
that insight. And yeah, that was one thing where when I was thinking, I was like, I hate being that guy to ask for requests. So I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna DM him because we'd already DM'd a few times,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, if he ignores it, no big deal. I was like, I have to at least try because that's like not a song that really comes on as often as it used to,
Right.
unless it's 2010s. If someone's doing, if there's a theme or if someone's known for being like playing older music,
Mm-hmm.
and because I was like, I'm not about to be that guy that pulls up night of in the middle of a set and be, oh, hey, it's my birthday. Can you play this song? I'm not doing all that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. So yeah, I thought, because I think a lot of times if I was a DJ and I'm in the zone, I'm in that flow state, and then some random whoever it is pulls up, and they're probably drunk or they're probably
Yeah.
on something, so they're probably even a little more animated.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be, excuse me, not pressed, but it would just really distract me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would really kind of just get me out. And then if they're rude, then I'm over here thinking, bro, why are you being rude while I'm working?
Yeah. That's a skill in itself.
Yeah.
Because people just don't take it seriously as in like they're just like, oh, he's just a DJ. But it's like I said, no, like this is our profession. Like, yes, I show up, I'm dressed casual, like I'm chilling, I'm laughing, I'm joking, like all that good stuff. But like if I don't do good, one, I'm losing my job. But two, like then you're not happy. And then like it's a terrible time and that doesn't go well together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I feel like the way you went about it is like perfect way to do it. Like cause which I don't remember what I told you, but I was like, I'll probably see what I can do.
Yeah, I think you said, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. And lo and behold, it worked out. Cause I already knew in my head, I'm like, all right, I know this is 130 BPM. I know that's usually where I try to like make a cut to a different type of energy to bring in. And it works because like usually when you're in 130s, that's like OMG, meet me halfway, that type stuff.
Okay.
So I'm in that like pop realm, like kicking it, high energy type thing. So I knew that I could put that in there and then halftime it, get to no hands, and we still kicking it. Like it's so yeah, that worked out perfectly. So I was like,
was the crowd receptive?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and people were happy to hear it because that was my first time. That was my first time playing it in a minute.
For real?
Secret about me, man. You about to get some insight. When it comes to the pop stuff, bro, like sometimes I don't like playing it, but I know that it gets certain clubs jumping. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play it. Like if I play DJ God Is Falling in Love, like everybody gonna rock with it. So I gotta play it, and I learned to love it. But like different things, I'm like, man, I don't want to play this for real.
Yeah.
But like I'm like, all right, I know it's gonna pop, and then I had fun mixing it in well. And like when I mix it in well, and people hear that, like I had somebody tell me like, the difference between you and other DJs, which I feel like in general, this is what makes a great DJ. There's different art forms, and there's times and places to do certain things when you're DJing. But when you're at a place like Kelly's per se, you want to create a flow, and you either want people dancing, singing, or both. And so what you want to do is keep people enjoying that thing. Give them a break every once in a while, go get a drink, but you want people enjoying that the whole time. Like my goal is to make you stay on the dance floor as long as you possibly can. Right. I don't want you to leave. So creating a flow where everything goes together and you're consistently dancing and singing, surprise you every once in a while. So that way, like, oh wait, you snap out of it for a second. You're like, all right, let me look what I'm doing. But
Yeah.
the key is to keep you like dancing and flowing. And that's my main thing that people were telling me is like, yo, like whenever you DJ, bro, it's like smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a flow. Like, yes, I know the song is changing, but like it just all meshes well together.
Yeah.
It's like one big song, or like you're listening to an album, or like a story. And that's what I want it to be. I just try to keep it like as professional as possible, and I try to make sure that I'm actually connecting with the crowd. And that's what my big thing is, because I'm with you, bro. Like, I feel like our life purposes and our missions right now is very similar. Like, I love helping people, bro. And that was my main thing, is like, okay, well, how can I help people with this? And my name is PK because PK stands for painkiller. I take the people's pain away. And it goes right hand in hand in like what you're doing, bro. Like, so
that's tough.
Yeah, bro. Like before a lot of my sets, like I'll just be like, hey, like, I'm here to take your pain away. So whatever like depression, anxiety you're going through right now, like let it out on the dance floor.
That's hard.
I got you. Like we gonna transmute that and we gonna get right. I got you. At least for tonight, man.
I've always felt that energy, because I think it's been 2 times where I've now seen you.
Mm-hmm.
And then shoot, bro, tomorrow at the Landing.
Tomorrow's gonna be crazy, bro.
Dog, I'm real hype.
Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. Hype. And go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I haven't been there since the summer. So the last time I went there, they were just opening, so it was free.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, after you posted, I looked at their Instagram, bro. It looks like it gets busy.
No, it gets packed, bro.
It looks real busy.
I did Drinksgiving there.
So Thanksgiving?
Yeah, the night before Thanksgiving, because you know everybody's like doesn't have to work the next day.
Yeah,
bro. Wall to wall, everybody's in there, crazy packed. Like how the progression of that place, because I was there opening night, and I was out on the patio.
Mm-hmm.
When the patio opens back up, that's gonna be nice too.
Yeah.
But bro, like just seeing how much it's progressed, like I've seen it to where it was starting to build up. People forgot that, because it used to be Yard Bar, so people forgot that place was even there because Yard Bar was shut down for a while.
It's a big space.
Yeah, and now that it's like growing and people were finding out about it, now it's like a premier spot in Westport, I would say. And it's mad dope to see, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's really dope to see. And yeah, I'm grateful to be a part of it, and I'm excited for tomorrow, because this month was like, I've tried to do stuff before, but I feel like this month was like a real highlight for me, in the sense of me actually like putting some of my own events together on nights that I just DJ like normal. Okay. So basically taking what I'm already doing, but then elevating it to a new experience, giving people something to remember. Like last week, I had a house music party down in Jungalo, which Jungalo always does house music, but I wanted to provide a different...
Is that separate from the Landing?
No, so same. Well, yes, separate entity, but same body, if that makes sense. So like, I'm trying to think of an example. So it's all like in one building. So Landing's up here, right? Then if you go downstairs, Jungalo is down there.
And you can get to it on the inside, or you have to go outside?
Yeah, and on the inside. Okay. If you just walk downstairs, Jungalo's right there.
Okay.
Then if you walk out of Bar Rec, patio's right there. Then not out of Bar Rec, if you walk out of Landing, patio's right there, and then you walk into Bar Rec's over there.
And that's the one that has like the arcade games?
Yep, yeah. Okay. So it's all connected.
And you just pay entry for one?
For one. You don't have to pay entry into all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
I don't think when they first opened, I don't think downstairs the Jungalo's open yet.
That wasn't open yet.
Okay.
No. They opened that up like slightly after.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that one looked like a vibe. When we went down there, it looked really cool.
It's a cool place.
Is that primarily just house and like EDM, or is it everything?
So they have a DJ down there. Most likely they're playing house.
Cool.
And then Landing, they do open format on Fridays, and on Saturdays they do it's like open format for the first half, and then for the rest of the night it's all EDM. And then on Sundays they do Latin night, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
So they have a little bit of everything.
I'm sad. We tried going to John's Big Deck. I guess they closed recently.
Yeah.
They lost a liquor license. They're trying to get back with new ownership. But there's another place, bro. Excuse me. That's kind of close to John's Big Deck, I think. And it's more of a nightclub. I think it's like 1 to 2 words.
Cali Sound Room?
Maybe. Is it Cali with a K?
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't. I want to go yet, though. shout out my boy Sync. But he's been DJing there, and like he's really big in the house space. And I feel like a couple years ago, house wasn't really that big in Kansas City, and if it was like
A lot more low key.
underground, like if
Yeah.
you knew type thing. And I feel like what he's been doing as far as like house music goes, bro, he's really like allowing that genre to elevate like
Nice.
here in KC. And now he's making it a more common thing. Like the stuff he's doing over in the Lowest Ferns, like they got that on lock. In the Lowest Ferns has been booming like crazy lately. And then what they're doing in Cali Sound Room, like it's fire, bro.
Mhm.
Like house music is really on the come up here, and it's
Yeah.
dope to see because
That is really
house
cool.
music is such a universal sound.
Yeah.
Like you can mix any type of music into house music. So
Yeah.
it's dope to see it like actually be on the come up and everything.
Yeah. I used to love when I was like younger. You remember Bass Cannon? Back when like Dead Mouse was getting really big.
Mhm.
And yeah, there was like a few, and then it kind of quickly went into that early like 2010s to 2015 era where the pop also kind of had
Like the Swedish House Mafia. And
yeah,
all
like
that
David
stuff.
Guetta and
Yeah.
like all those guys, and you saw a lot of like Skrillex remixes.
Yep.
I love house. I love trap. I love when they do the remixes because I love dubstep, but when it's too wubby, I miss the lyrics.
Yeah.
I like it when I can sing or I can like feel the lyrics and then the bass comes in or like the other dude. That it feels euphoric to me. And
Hell
then
yeah, man.
for me to feel that like being sober, it's such a experience.
Yeah,
You know what
bro.
I mean? And I got to go to my first rave last year, which was cool, but it was a bit more dubstep heavy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as lyrical, which was fine, but it was super cool to see the culture.
Mhm.
And I was talking to Savage Habits about this on that podcast about it was Halloween, so there was a bit maybe more costumes, but just the acceptance and just the diversity that people would have. And it was really beautiful to see that, you know, someone could have a tail and a tail on top of their head, but no one's batting an eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And everyone's
yeah.
just partying, everyone's just headbanging, everyone's saying, "Yo, that's super dope," or you know, it's everyone was super complimentary. So yeah, it was just a really cool culture that I never got to really. I've always wanted to go to one, and I
Mhm.
never for some reason went. So
I think everybody should go to one rave in their
Mhm.
lifetime just to experience the culture, even
Yeah.
if it's a small one. Like my first one wasn't even a rave; it was a Rum and Silver show, and he played in the Encore, which is that little building outside of Uptown. I think it's right on Broadway. You know Uptown Theater.
Mhm.
So it's a little building next to that. It's called Encore.
Okay.
They have like small shows in there. So I went to a Rum and Silver one, but it was like a mini rave.
Mm.
And bro, the love and friendliness that people give you at every rave, no matter what you look like, no matter what you're on, as long as you're there to kick it and be positive, bro.
Yeah.
That community is amazing. I recommend everybody like at least just go to one. Open minded, of course, but like because you're gonna see a whole bunch of stuff. But like go to one, experience it, live it. Those people are some of the like friendliest people ever. Like I got my first candy at one. Like it was a cool experience, bro.
Yeah. I remember I was with a friend and she took me and she would tell everyone, oh, it's his first time. And people would like hug. Some were like on the verge of crying.
Yeah.
They're like, welcome. And I'm like, yo, thanks. Yeah, it was super cool. Is there a favorite place that you play in Kansas City? And is there a best energy place? Like a best place that you're like, wow, I love the people always bring the energy.
So Landing has been on the rise because like I have some crazy nights there. But I think don't shoot me for this, please. I still would love to play at every place, but bro,
he loves them all.
Yes, Kelly's just his different, bro. It's an intimate vibe, and like the energy is always lit at Kelly's. If the energy's not lit, it's usually because like I'm like not all the way there. But like, bro, Kelly's is such an intimate experience that I don't get to have at Landing because Landing is so big, and Kelly's is more of the crowd of like everybody's pretty much graduated from college and you're somewhat starting to get established in the city. And it's very like a homey place for people. And they feel comfortable. Landing is like it's a mixed crowd, but most of the people that's on the dance floor are like kids who are like 21 who just started being able to go to clubs. So they're like, you know, they're they're still learning about life and stuff. So they're like
Okay.
lit, like excited, like, and there's still some people who are older, like our age that's in Landing. That like there's still that mix there. But
Mm-hmm.
Kelly's is more like a when I'm at Kelly's, bro, it's like an intimate vibe. I have to say, like, I can still kick it, do the same exact thing. I have a whole bunch of fun at both of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm at Atlanta, it feels like I'm at a concert.
Mm.
But at Kelly's, it does feel like that too. But it's like, I don't know, it's just a lot more intimate. That's the best way to describe it. Like,
Well,
I can actually connect with people a lot easier at Kelly's than Atlanta,
yeah.
which I don't necessarily know why, but
Mhm.
it's just when I'm at Kelly's, bro, it's a whole experience. Us in that room, we're having a whole experience and a ride. In Landing, I'm more just playing for the collective because like how big it is. Like it's just I'm playing for everybody in the room and like the people who ride along, people who don't. At Kelly's, it's like me and them right there are singing back to each other. We're having a vibe, we're having a moment. And also Kelly's might also be a little biased because that's where I was able to really grow into my own as a DJ. Shout out to Ashton Martin. But he put me first at Kelly's, and that's when I got to kind of put my foot in the door and actually experience like, well, actually no, take that back. Before Landing, Yard Bar was still open, and I was DJing at Yard Bar. That's what really got me comfortable with like actually DJing in front of a crowd, because it was when Yard Bar like didn't really have anybody. And then we started building up a crowd back up again. Like we can't lie, me and shout out Dakota, we basically like revived Yard Bar for a quick second before they renovated and everything. So that's where I first got my start. But Kelly's was the one that was like, okay, now you're in front of a major club, that major bar that people go to consistently, and they're ready to hear you. And first time playing it, I did it on Friday and Saturday, bro. Crazy times.
Back to back?
Back to back.
Whoa.
Yeah, it just landed by chance like that, and I killed it both nights.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought the first night was crazy, and they're like, Fridays usually they're busy nights. So I don't know how Saturday's gonna go, but that Saturday was even crazier. And I had all my friends around me, and like, Kelly's was a place that I was actually allowed to. I mean, I was allowed to do this at Yard Bar too, but I feel like Kelly's was the place that it truly helped shape me into, all right, this is how you get a flow. This is how you like help run a crowd. This is how you like create a system with yourself as far as DJing goes, but then being able to actually connect with people at the same time. Yeah. But Yard Bar was the first original one where I was like actually even able to DJ in front of people like that. Like I did like private parties and stuff before that, but being in an actual club bar setting, Yard Bar was the very first one that got my foot into the door. So Yard Bar gets the credit for that. Okay. For sure. That's dope. To answer your question, my bad, long story short.
No, you're good.
But Kelly's, I have to say, gets it.
And but is that so? I've yet to see you at Landing, but is that because like at Kelly's you're really close? You know, the dance floor is kind of small. You know, maybe the size of this living room. Like that's not the kitchen, so just this small bit. And then at the Landing, are you that close to people, or is it more like a stage?
Yeah, so maybe. Well, they're both kind of similar. So I'm like on an elevated, not ledge. I don't want to say that, but like I have my own booth. Like in Landing, I have a booth. Okay. And people are still out there. Like you can come up to the booth. Like there's people like reaching out their hand and everything. I shake hands, all that good stuff. At Kelly's, it's like you're on a stage, which you know what it looks like. It's not necessarily a stage.
It's like a little step up.
It's like a platform. Yeah. You got rope around you. So like people are right there. Like they can reach across and grab your laptop if they want to. God forbid, but they could do that. They can't necessarily do that at Landing. So maybe that has like part of it. But at the same time, I think it's just different demographic, bro. Because most of the people that's at Landing, they appreciate me just as much. Don't get me wrong. But it's just, you know, when like it's like the difference between 21-year-old you and then 26-year-old you. Like that's the best way I would describe it. 21-year-old you, you're just lit. You're having a good time. You're like, oh my God, the DJ just played my song. I'm hyped. But like, actually, I don't want to discredit them, bro, because I've had a lot of them be like, yo mixes are crazy. Like I done heard a lot of DJs, your mixes are crazy. Because they go through college, like listen to DJs all the time. Yeah. So I don't want to take that credit from them, bro. I don't know, man. It's just a different feel.
Yeah.
It's just a different feel. I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
I'm excited to experience it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, no, tomorrow's gonna be crazy though. Cause like some of the craziest nights I've had at Landing, like I've had some random Fridays that were just absolutely tea. Um, that Drinksgiving night
Mm-hmm.
was crazy, bananas. Like tomorrow's about to be lit. Like
Yeah.
it's a great time. Don't get me wrong. They're like when I say Kelly's is right here, like
Uh-huh.
Landing is right here. It's
Yeah.
not too far down.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally right here. But I
You have
think
some
it's just
nostalgia
Kelly's.
feel towards it.
Yeah, I think Kelly's just. I think it's just the first love, bro. I
Yeah.
think that's all it is. You know how everybody is with their first love.
Yeah,
So,
you always think about them.
yeah, she don't ever fully go away. She might be gone, but
Uh-huh.
no, she always in the back of your mind.
Uh-huh. I still haven't been to. I've heard good things about Firefly. I've heard good things about Aura. I've heard good things about Cali, and I think there's one other place that I actually first when I first went to Kansas City, bro. I didn't really go out. I
Mm-hmm.
went to I think Tin Roof once or twice, and the live music's cool. Not my scene. The little part on the side of it was kind of cool. I've been to John's Big Deck, and then I also the Levy a few times, but I never really been to the Levy when it was super poppin'. Only when it was kind of. I think one night it was
Bro.
raining, one night it was kind of low. I heard it gets crazy there.
Bro, Levy used to be. I mean, I haven't been there in a minute, but like Levy was the spot, bro.
Yeah.
Like whenever that night after I had my epiphany,
Uh-huh.
we went to Levy that night.
Yeah.
Like Levy, bro. Levy was the spot, and
Yeah.
like, I mean, I haven't been there in a minute because I've been DJing and stuff, so I don't know like how they're doing now. But
Mhm.
like even not this past year, but the year before this past one for Drinksgiving, like we went to the Levy, bro.
Mhm.
Like Levy was it.
Yeah.
Like they that place was dope because I think at that time they were one of the few people like playing really good music, always had really good DJs, and like you had a vibe for everybody. Like if you wanted to hear live music, go downstairs. If you wanted to hear EDM, go in the room. If you wanted to hear rap, go in the room. Like they had something for everybody.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And everybody went there. Like
Yeah.
Levy was a crazy spot back then for sure.
Yeah.
But they're on the come up, bro. I think that times are just shifting, and especially with Landing like opening up, it's just a really new scene.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like gravitating towards that. But like I know that, yeah, this just how things work. It's inevitable. And it's like, I mean, they're literally in the top 3, and then Tin Roof. I feel like Tin Roof and like one of them might alternate every once in a while. But yeah, bro.
Is there any place that you haven't played yet that you still want to in Kansas City?
Ooh.
I don't really like P&L. I know y'all gonna hate me for that, but it's expensive, and I swear, bro, the people are stuck up, and there's not as much dancing. I've been to Mosaic, I think it's called, and I've been to PDR, and that one's okay, but they don't really play. It's a lot of country, which is fine. It's just not really my vibe, so I'm not really getting down. But it's usually packed, and then Majestic or whatever it's called, that Mosaic,
yeah.
I felt like that one, everyone almost felt too good to dance, or like too prestige.
It's a club.
Yeah,
Mosaic is.
And I was trying to dance with people, and they would kind of just look at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, this isn't a dance floor. Oh, we don't dance to music anymore." But I also feel like, bro, it used to be. I feel like people almost don't dance as much as they used to. I remember there used to be dance circles, bro. Even when I go out and I start dancing, not as many people join in anymore. It's so crazy to me. Is this something that you've seen too, or am I completely tripping?
No. So
maybe it's just bad nights that I go.
No. I think it's a common thing. Like if I go back to when I was 18, and in Springfield you can go to clubs at 18, bro. Everybody would dance and do their thing unapologetically. Nobody was worried about getting recorded or like anything like that. You were
Mobamba was out.
Mobamba was out. Like people were just lit, bro.
Ray Shrimmer was killing it.
And I think that over time, I think a lot of things have caused people to be more conscious about what they're doing. I think one, just natural age. We're getting older. 2, I think social media is a big thing because that's why a lot of clubs are going towards the aspect of like, not clubs, but like, let's say if a DJ does like a special event, they usually tell people like the thing is no phones. Like that's a thing now. people have specific parties where no phones are included. That way, it like forces you to literally just go there, have the mindset that I'm coming here to dance. I'm not coming here to do anything else. Because now people
Be
are
in the
like,
moment.
yeah, like people. I feel like a lot of people just, naturally, it's not our fault, but like we're just in the habit of having our phone, and like you're like you second guess anything you're about to do. Because if I dance, somebody's gonna record me, and I'm gonna be embarrassed if I look bad. So I'm not gonna dance. Or I kind of want to dance with this person, but I don't necessarily have the courage to go up there and ask them. Or I don't want to be weird. Nobody
Yep.
dances anymore, so it's
Yep.
like all that plays into effect. And then, I mean, I hate to bring up COVID, bro, but I think COVID did mess a lot of people up.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, I think it kind of set a lot of people back in the sense of that, because like I agree, bro. I've always been a person that's like, let's dance, let's do this. But I think also as DJs, we should have a personal responsibility of like creating that vibe and making people feel comfortable to dance. I can't control people, no, but like, am I gonna give people the best opportunity to go out there and dance? Hell yeah, because that's what gets the people going. That's what makes you feel something whenever you're moving your body and doing what you got to do.
That's
So,
the biggest thing is the music to me.
Yeah, and I'll always play dance and music. Like I try my hardest to keep it in the realm of like I want people dancing. Like that's what I do, because I love it. I enjoy it. I enjoy that type of music. So I think it's just, as DJs, like we also got to take that responsibility of making sure that, if there's people not dancing and people just doing their thing, usually it's intentional. If it's not intentional, if people aren't dancing, then as DJ you have to question yourself, okay, why aren't people dancing there? Because when I say people dancing my shit, but like it's not everybody like how it used to, but like people dancing my shit. So like that's what I would say. But I think there's a whole bunch of different factors that go into it. But my whole thing is to make sure that people release, not to be corny, but release their inhibitions. Like people sing that song because they want to feel like how they feel. They sing unwritten and scream it that loud because they want to feel that way. So if you can make people, or like create that feeling for people and say, here you go, like here's this feeling, I know you want to feel it, participate in it, open yourself up to it, and they end up having an experience, and then they're like, yo, this was a really good night. I love this DJ. Now you're associated with good feelings, and then that just keeps happening over and over again.
Yeah. Is it hard when you go out and you hear a DJ that you think, not necessarily I'm better than them, but they're not connecting with the crowd? And then does that
I'm playing.
and then does that like make you not, are you able to, like, is it harder if you have a good night?
It is different, because I try to, being out when I'm not DJing forces me to be more present, because I'm so used to like, all right, what's the next song we'll play? We'll do this. My brain is always up here. I'm connecting with the crowd, but my brain's also moving at the same time. So whenever I'm not DJing, I'm just out like in normal, I have to like shut that off. So that way, like I can just enjoy my time with my people. And I caught myself like doing that, hearing other DJs, and I'm like, but just enjoying my time with my people and like hearing how different DJs do their thing and do their stuff. But I don't get mad when they're not connecting to the crowd. I don't judge them for it, because that's what makes me special. Like that's what makes me different than most. Like I know as a DJ, you fundamentally want to connect with the crowd, but you also have to realize a lot of these people have been DJing for years and years and years and years and years. And whenever you do something for years and years and years and years and years, by default, like it's gonna be a lot harder for you to find more passion and fulfillment in it. And like being able to connect with the crowd, or like if there's an age differentiation, like that also causes a disconnect. Like there's a lot of things that play into that in general, or like natural stresses of life, or like, it's just not your thing. Like you just go up there, you're a really good technical DJ, but are you an emotional person? Do you know how to deal with people? Probably not the best, but you're really good at like the craft of DJing. So like all that stuff plays into a fact, but I don't think that I look at them and I'm like, they suck. Like I'm not like that. It's just, I just know that that's what makes me special. So I'm grateful for that. And everybody has their thing that they're really good at, like scratching. I'm not the best at scratching. There's some DJs who are absolutely like great scratchers. Like that's something that people have under their belt. There's everything that, like, there's always going to be a thing that sets you apart from somebody else. And as long as you focus on yourself and understand who you are, it's always going to allow everything that needs to come into your life to come into your life.
Mm.
And that's the most important thing for people out there, is like just to understand that whatever you do and however you go about life, and don't be like sad or upset if you haven't figured that out yet. But like, if you are closer to yourself and more authentic to yourself, and you truly just be you, and understand that it's okay if people reject you, it's okay if people say no, it's okay if people push you away, it's okay if you're not accepted, because eventually you meet the people that accept you wholeheartedly, love you wholeheartedly, and they show you love regardless, and they always want to support you. They'll always be there because you attract what you are. So if you are yourself, you're gonna attract people that are like you or that compliment you in that way. And I noticed that with this, like, you know, when I'm out there, it's like my purest form of me. Like, you're seeing the truest form of myself, and people rock with that. People love that, and you know, you're gonna do you by doing you.
Yeah.
And I know that other DJs, they do the same thing. Like, people rock with them because of how they make them feel, and that's them being themselves.
Yeah.
And even if themselves is just locking in, playing good music, and doing what they need to do, even if they're not connecting with the crowd, like, that's cool. Like, it's kind of cool to see when Savage was up there with me for a little bit. Like, he does really good mic work, which I'm a good person on the mic. I like talking, but like, he like does it more consistently than I do.
Yeah, it's funny. First thing you do, grab the mic.
yeah. And I'm like, whoa, that's cool though, because I remember like just seeing him do that. I'm like, that's mad cool, because like I'm a mic person, but like I just play the music, and then like I'll hop on like every once in a while if I'll say something important. Like for you, I was like, happy birthday, Nico. Like I'll say stuff like that, or like I'll take a moment throughout. Like, I have a mix where I'll play like JG Wentworth, and I'll mix it into something else, and I'm like, all right, we about to go on commercial break right quick. Like, I do it to just like catch attention to add on to the show. But he's like on the mic with it. Like he's including with the crowd, and that's what makes it show. And it's just slight differentiations. I'm like, I don't do that, but that's fire.
Yeah.
And I respect it and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
He also changed my mindset, and it actually helps me think about things. He said it a long time ago. I don't think he knows that I know he said this, but he was like, you have to think of yourself as a WWE superstar, and how do you want people to see you? And correct me if I'm wrong, bro, but I'm pretty sure he was like, I see myself as like a Shawn Michaels type dude. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of tough, because like I mess with wrestling heavy. Like, I rock with wrestling a lot, and I see the personas, and I'm like, I've always, as a kid, like Rey Mysterio was my favorite, John Cena, and then Shawn Michaels in the 80s, like back when he was like a bad dude. Bro, the aura was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, the aura was off the charts.
Yeah.
And like, I see that, I'm like, okay, I try to keep that in my mind as when I'm DJing, of like, yeah, like, you be yourself, but treat yourself as like you are that star. If you don't carry yourself like you're already a DJ, then you're gonna go up there, and then, like you said, you thought, just by the way I sounded, like I was already there. And I've had people tell me like, bro, the way you talked about yourself being a DJ, I thought you had been DJing for a long time.
Yeah.
But people just, if you carry yourself as that, they're gonna see you as that. And if you carry yourself as a superstar, life has no choice but to bring that into you, because you are that.
Yeah.
But it's up to you to decide, like, are you that or not?
Yeah.
And I guess that was a shock for myself, because I didn't realize, like, I think this year is when I realized, oh, I'm really out here now.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think about it at first. I thought I was just like another dude DJing. I'm still early in the game. And I had a couple of experiences that was like, oh no, I'm here. Like, I am a DJ in Kansas City.
Your
like,
presence is known.
Yeah. So understanding that, but like having the balance of, I'm still humble in myself. This does not like change my life and like change who I am, and don't forget where you come from. But it is also like, respect yourself in that sense, and that like, respect what you've done, give yourself that credit, and having that balance of both, of being humble but also loving yourself, and having that together is important.
Yeah, facts. That's amazing insight. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, shout out to Savage Habits. After our pod, he was telling me, because he was in the inventory room, he was looking at the stuff, he was shopping a little bit, and he was saying, you know, if you do, he was asking me, you know, since you do some college stuff, you ever thought about making merch where it's college oriented? And I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Whoa. You know, like, he just gave like little things, and that's something I really loved about moving to Kansas City is, you know, where I'm from, Lawrence, there's just not as many entrepreneurs. There's not as many.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say hustlers, but there just aren't as many people who take the bigger leaps.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been really refreshing to be in Kansas City because there's so many, and it's probably just because there's more people. But I know a few homies like in the car scene. You know, they have their own shops, they have their own businesses. So being able to talk to people, meeting people like you, other DJs, other people who are in the entertainment industry, has been super super dope. But as we close, I want to do, if you're down, rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
And we'll send it off.
Bet.
All right, let's do. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do favorite song of all time. Your favorite song of all time.
Jesus Christ. Can I pick like a next button?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna take me forever to think
Okay.
about. Right, next.
All time favorite song to play.
All time favorite song to play.
Yeah.
Ooh wee.
Or just a few. Just name them.
Okay. Off the top, gotta say No Hands, of course.
Yep.
Slide by Frank Ocean because of how much that was like prevalent in my life, and being able to play that in front of people is always dope. I have a mix where I do Clumsy by Fergie, and then I put her over The Work by Rihanna and Drake beat.
Okay.
Fire.
Yes.
That's definitely one of my favorite mixes. Whenever I mix Teach Me How to Dougie with anything that you can mix Teach Me How to Dougie with a lot of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'd probably say those are my favorite ones.
Okay, bet.
To do.
Song you hate playing or song that you don't play? No
any Taylor Swift song.
You don't play any Taylor Swift?
No, I do play Taylor Swift,
okay.
but like when people ask me, I'm just like, fuck, bro. But Cruel Summer over Teach Me How to Dougie is one I'll be like, all right, I actually enjoy doing this. And I did make because it was this girl's birthday, and she was like begging for Taylor Swift. So I got creative, and I forgot what I'm pretty sure I did. I did one of her songs, but I put it over Nothing But a G Thing by Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. And it was actually fire. So yeah, like I have fun with it. Man.
Yeah, facts. Do you ever play a song 2 times the same night?
No. Unless it's like a song like Not Like Us or like Pink Pony Club or like something like that, or Cruel Summer, where it was like hot to the point where like you could play it twice, and like it's because people were like begging to hear the song again.
Yeah. Yes,
but like outside of that, hell no.
Okay.
If you that's like even I knew that, and I haven't been a DJ for long. That's like a no. If you play 2 songs in the same night because you don't have enough music or you didn't have enough in your set, like shame on you.
Because I've heard that a few times where DJs would like every hour, you're like, wait, didn't we just hear this?
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's not good.
Go-to dance move.
Ooh, what is my go-to dance move now?
You have a signature one?
Damn, bro, I really just be boogieing, man.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what's going on.
Just how the body feels.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, bro. I don't have one.
That's cool.
I truly just go with what the music is. That's like one of my hidden talents, though. People are surprised when they see I can dance.
Yeah? Fire. Yeah. I'm about to see that. We'll have to get down.
Bet.
Let's do I lost it. Goals for the year?
Okay. Do more weddings, and then become a full-time DJ.
Oh,
I'm like almost there.
Bet.
So
okay,
close. Yep.
There you go. And wedding season when it gets warmer.
Right.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And then let's do. Let's see if I can think of any more. Message to the world.
I'm saying, but no. The highest vibration in the world outside of love is authenticity. And when I did this and I started it, I've gone through a lot of times where like you're trying to find yourself in this world without like being shunned or without not participating in the program. But we're all individual people. We're also all connected. And saying that to say, like, whatever you want to do and whatever your soul is calling you to do, really tap into that. Take time with yourself. Sit down, figure out, okay, what is it that I'm being called to do? What lights me up? What do I enjoy doing? What do I like to do with my friends? What brings me peace? What brings me happiness? What brings me joy? What makes me feel fulfilled? Really write down those things and do those things consistently every day. And if you can make money by doing it, do it. Because a lot of times in this world, especially in America, we're very driven to just work, 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 and like then look up, you made it. Yes, everything takes effort and consistency, but you don't always have to necessarily work. When I say work, I mean like trading your time doing something that you don't necessarily want to do, but you do it because you have to survive. So if you can find yourself and find a way to do something that you absolutely love and that fulfills you, and you enjoy doing it, and you can do that while making money at the same time, do it and take the leap. It's not always going to be clear at first. It's not always going to be sunshines and rainbows. There's going to be things you're going to learn in the path. You might struggle financially for a little bit, but like I promise you, consistency and effort, it turns out great. Don't think of it as work, but take that time to really figure out what makes you you. And by doing that, connecting it back to my original point, by doing that, you become authentic because you're doing something that only you are doing in that sense. Yes, other people have done it, but it's something that you took the time to figure out about yourself and you did it. And I promise you, life would be way more fulfilling whenever you tap into that. I feel like a lot of us are kind of like just trying to survive out here, especially how the economy is and everything. But if you can really tap into what you want to do as a person and what lights you up and what fulfills you, everything else will work out. That's my message.
Let's go. That was fire.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro, you killed it. All right, bro. To end, do you have anything you want to say? Anything you want to shout out? Any of the socials? Anything? Any last regards?
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, ERIXKPK. Honestly, if you type in the ERIXK, you should see myself up there.
Or DJ PK. I did that.
Yeah.
And it pulled up.
And it pulled up. Cool. So yeah, or type in DJ PK. So that's smooth. Follow me on there. Pretty much I'll be everywhere after that. Stay tuned. This year is gonna be crazy. February, I've only had one event this month as far as like major ones, but like February is crazy, but this year is about to be wild. A lot of different collabs, a lot of things going on. I'm sure we're running to each other doing something this year. But yeah, just like I said, be you, be yourself. And if you don't know who you are right now, it's okay. You have years and years and years to figure it out, but allow yourself the time and space while you don't necessarily have that many responsibilities to do it. I mean, sometimes that includes doing the hard things. Sometimes that includes like sitting by yourself and like journaling and figuring out, okay, what makes me me? What are these emotions that I'm feeling? Like sometimes it takes the hard things, but I promise you, if you do that, you find out who you are, do things that you actually love, it opens up so many doors for you. And then you meet people who are like you, who do certain things like you, and you have a newfound respect and great gratitude for life that you're doing. Yeah.
That's fire. Hey, thank y'all for watching. As always, this has been I Had No Idea podcast brought to you by Landlocked Entertainment with the one and only DJ PK.
Appreciate you, bro, for having me, man.
Thank you, dog. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, this was cool.
If y'all have anything else to say, any question, comments, y'all know what to do. Leave in the comments below. And probably see a lot more of him. So whenever I go to events and he's there, you know I'll put him in the video. So appreciate y'all. Peace and love. Conscious because.